During the filming of the series, the cast meets very frequently and ends up bonding and becoming friends most of the time. Spending hours together every day for about a month or so surely helps create several unforgettable memories. The cast of Yellowstone had some moments as well, which they decided to share with their lovely fans. In today's video, let's look at some hilarious moments between the cast during filming on set. This video will make you laugh a lot. So without wasting any more time, let's jump straight to the video. Number 7. Kelly Riley accent. The Duttons face their most challenging difficulties yet in Yellowstone's third season, but that doesn't mean the cast isn't having a good time behind the scenes. A former cast member has recounted some unforgettable filming memories with Kelly Riley, his co-star. Following the shocking last minutes of Yellowstone's third season finale, Beth Dutton's role played by Kelly Riley's fate is now unclear. Beth was caught in the blast during a series of targeted attacks against the Dutton family. While most fans are confident that Riley will reprise her part in Season 4, which is now filming in Montana, Beth may be out of action for a significant portion next year. Meanwhile, viewers have been curious about the set atmosphere for such a violent and suspense-filled drama. According to former cast member David Cleveland Brown, Kelly Riley's original English accent often resulted in some unusual exchanges with Yellowstone's primarily American cast. Riley, born in Chessington, London, had to spend time in between takes perfecting her Southern American accent. Kelly has a strong British accent, and she practices the American accent on several words before each take of the monologue. Riley's co-star also said that she struggled to understand several Southern slang terms. In one scene, she intended to say pants at one point. She was astonished that Americana used such a word and informed them the English equivalent, to which the cast members laughed and said, "No, we don't say that." Number 6. Beth in a restaurant. Another funny moment, according to the cast, is the scene in which Beth is on the counter of a restaurant, doing what she does best, drinking at midday and smoking a cigarette. A restaurant manager approaches her and addresses her with the names ma'am and miss. Dutton takes offense for some reason, and it becomes plain that she doesn't like being called a miss or ma'am. She proceeded to educate the defaulting guy on the history and proper context for using those words, stating that they should only be used on women younger than or just approaching marriageable age. As a result, the correct term for her is maiden. The manager then informs her that the restaurant has a no-smoking policy, but only after she has had a chance to look around. It appears that the whole place is smoking, as evidenced by candles, burning incense, and a fireplace. Behind the scenes, the entire cast said, "Nice one, Beth." Number 5. Teeter's experience with the cows. Teeter, the mush-mouthed, foul-mouthed, courageous ranch worker played by actress Jen Landon, brought a significant shakeup to the bunkhouse in Yellowstone Season 3. She related a hilarious incident on the set. The day she had to be in the middle of the cows, she said, was terrifying. She wasn't expecting to be thrust into a scene with simply typical farm animals. She was expecting cinematic cows. She was headbutted against a gate at one point, but she soon felt like she was communicating with the cows. She was terrified, but Teeter's bravery inspired her, and for a brief time, she felt like a badass. Number 4. Beth and Jamie Carr's scene. Beth is the clever but mentally disturbed daughter of the Duttons, and she is known for telling it like it is, or in some circumstances, a little more brutal than it is. Her witty reactions and replies are often funny to watch in a show that is almost always serious, which is why Yellowstone fans look forward to her appearances on the show. Jamie was on the receiving end of one of his sister's brilliant clapbacks during a journey back home in Episode 6 of Season 1, titled The Remembering. Jamie appears to be lost in thought while Beth is in the driver's seat, and that's all the two in the same vehicle. Instead of opening up a regular discussion to break the silence, Beth tells Jamie that he will be walking home if he sits in her leather seats. Number 3. Ranch hand fight with the bikers. The ranch hands approach a bunch of bikers who had evidently opted to camp out on Dutton's property on the ranch's edge because, well, why not? When the ranch hands noticed the motorcyclists, they gently suggested moving over to the other side of the road, which is part of Yellowstone National Park and is available to the public. Clearly, this sequence was tense and would have resulted in punches being thrown. But what happened next was utterly spontaneous and improvised and unscripted action by the actors that turned out to be the perfect recipe for a terrific fight scene. A ranch hand was insulted by one of the motorcyclists. The brawls that ensued were scripted, but the lines leading up to them were not. The director, however, liked it and opted to keep it in the frame. This shows how talented these actors are. Well, this is one of the reasons this show has gained immense popularity. Number 2. Rip Wheeler and the Coyotes. Throughout the show, Beth has done numerous insane things, with her relatives usually on the receiving end of her dramatic moments. Still, in this scenario, it was Rip Wheeler and a pack of coyotes who were surprised by her unforeseen bouts of craziness. Yes, you heard that correctly. Wait until you listen to what comes next. Beth and Rip Wheeler are seen in this episode sitting in a car in the middle of a thicket with a group of coyotes in front of them as they drive into the night. But there's no need to be concerned because they're secure inside the car, away from the coyotes, and we're about to experience a romantic moment when Beth opens the door and exits the car. What she does next is also unexpected. She charges at the pack of coyotes, shouting like a crazed person, evidently drunk out of her mind. Rip Wheeler, the love interest and the ranch's foreman, gets out of the car and chases her down, yelling her name in the vehicle. In the end, he follows her all the way to the animals, and her typical response to Rip once he reached her panting and clearly out of breath was to go to Zumba and get some cardio. Isn't it hilarious? Number 1. Cowboy School. Yellowstone is about daily tasks, herding stray cattle, and of course, horseback riding on a ranch. What type of cowboy doesn't ride a horse after all? Yellowstone creator Taylor Sheridan had the cast attend Cowboy School to make the show genuine and credible. It was enjoyable and even a hilarious experience for the cast to learn how to ride a horse. He said that he put the entire cast through rigorous training on a horse's back. In an interview, the creator of Yellowstone claims that while some cast members performed better than others, they all worked hard. According to him, Kelly Riley, who plays Beth Dutton, was the most excellent rider of the group. The English actress grew up on horses and is comfortable in a saddle. He joked that the person who gets the least amount of riding time, Kelly Riley, is the best rider because she grew up riding. If Kelly Riley is the best horseback rider in the group, there must be someone who is the worst. Jefferson White, who plays ranch worker Jimmy on the show, takes the title of the worst rider on Yellowstone Ranch. He grew up in New York and had never seen a horse before. It takes a lot of trust to get on a horse if you've never been on one before. To his credit, White persevered and kept going until he could ride well enough to play the part. It's only natural that White would be the show's worst rider. Despite his desire to pursue rodeoing to attract girls' attention, Jimmy continues to injure himself while attempting to ride bucking broncos. Jimmy takes a nasty fall while trying to impress Buckle Bunny Maya and ends up in the hospital with serious injuries. The young ranch hand clearly does not learn his lesson because as soon as he is healed, he is back on the horse. Jimmy is unconscious and faces down after being bucked off the horse, which is similar to the final time we see him in Season 3. Coming into Season 4, viewers are left wondering whether Jimmy is dead or alive. Yellowstone's 4th season, which is slated to premiere soon, promises even more dramatic scenes, and we can't wait to watch them. The excellent relationship of the cast behind the scenes reflects in the show too. That's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching, and if you've made it this far, please like and also share this video. Also, be sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell icon so you don't miss any of our updates. We'll see you in our next video soon.